the small remote village of Dunwich, nestled in the heart of the English countryside, a sinister shadow loomed over the ancient town. The village had a dark history rooted in pagan worship and sinister rituals. The locals whispered of the horned god, an ancient deity who demanded human sacrifices to ensure the prosperity of the land. The villagers had long abandoned the old ways, but their past was never far behind them. Little did they know, the time had come for the horned god to rise again and reclaim his dominion. It all began when the Howards, a young couple from the city, moved to Dunwich, lured by the serenity of the countryside. They purchased a quaint old cottage, nestled among the rolling hills and surrounded by ancient oak trees. Lucy, an amateur historian, was fascinated by the village's mysterious past and eagerly delved into its secrets. Her husband Tom saw it as a peaceful retreat from their hectic city life. Soon after their arrival, Lucy found herself drawn to the decaying remains of an old stone circle that lay hidden in a nearby copse. Rumor had it that the circle was once used by pagans to perform dark rituals and summon the horned god. She spent hours there, taking notes and photographs, in hopes of uncovering the truth behind the legends. One evening, as dusk settled over the village, Lucy ventured out to the stone circle alone. She had been researching the ancient pagan rites and had discovered that the summer solstice was the night when the veil between worlds was at its thinnest. Armed with her newfound knowledge and a boundless curiosity, she made her way to the circle, intent on experiencing the supernatural firsthand. The stone circle was eerily quiet, the air heavy with an unsettling energy. The full moon cast eerie shadows over the landscape, illuminating the ancient stones in a ghostly glow. As Lucy stepped into the circle, a sudden gust of wind rustled the leaves around her. It was then that she saw it. A figure, standing in the shadows at the edge of the clearing. At first, she thought it was a trick of the light, but as she stared, the figure began to take shape. It was tall and cloaked in darkness, with large, twisted horns protruding from its head. Its eyes, like burning embers, seemed to bore straight into Lucy's soul. She was gripped by an icy terror, rooted to the spot, unable to move or even scream. The figure stepped forward, moving silently through the night. As it drew closer, Lucy could see that it was not a man, but a creature, part human, part beast. It raised its arms, revealing long, gnarled fingers tipped with razor-sharp claws. It was the horned god, and he had come to claim his offering. Lucy's heart pounded in her chest, but something inside her refused to give in to the terror. With a strength she never knew she possessed, she managed to break free from her paralysis and flee the circle. The creature let out an unearthly howl, and she knew it was pursuing her. She raced through the woods, her lungs burning as she gasped for breath. The village was only a mile away, but it felt like a lifetime. The creature's footsteps grew louder and louder, its breath hot on her neck. Lucy stumbled through the darkness, her heart pounding as she burst through the door of her cottage. Tom, alarmed by her terror, quickly locked the door and held her close as she sobbed. She told him of the creature, the horned god, and her desperate escape. Tom, a man of science and reason, dismissed Lucy's story as a product of her overactive imagination, fueled by the village's dark history. He insisted that she must have seen an animal or even a shadow in the darkness. But Lucy knew what she had seen, and she couldn't shake the feeling that the creature would come for her again. The villagers noticed a change in Lucy. She became withdrawn and paranoid, jumping at shadows and refusing to leave the house alone. Tom, growing increasingly concerned, contacted a local historian and expert in folklore, hoping to find a rational explanation for his wife's experiences. The historian, Dr. Ainsworth, was a kindly old man who had spent his life studying the village's dark past. When Tom shared Lucy's story with him, his eyes widened with genuine concern. He told Tom that the horned god was a very real and dangerous force, one that could not be dismissed lightly. He spoke of ancient rituals that could appease the creature, but they were too terrible to even contemplate. Tom, now convinced of the reality of the threat, decided to take matters into his own hands. He organized a group of villagers to keep watch over the house and protect Lucy from the creature. They lit torches and stood guard, their hearts filled with determination and fear. As the nights wore on, the atmosphere in the village grew increasingly tense. The villagers whispered amongst themselves, their eyes darting nervously towards the dark woods surrounding their homes. Each day they found new signs of the creature's presence: mutilated animals, strange symbols carved into trees, and eerie howls echoing through the night. It soon became apparent that the horned god was growing more powerful, and the village's defenses were no match for the ancient evil that had been unleashed. Desperate and out of options, Tom turned to Dr. Ainsworth for guidance. The old man hesitated, then solemnly handed Tom a dusty, leather-bound tome. It contained the forbidden rites necessary to banish the horned god and restore balance to the land. The ritual required a human sacrifice, a willing soul to take the place of the one who had been marked. Tom's heart ached at the thought of losing Lucy, but he knew there was no other choice. The village was in danger, and only he could save them. With a heavy heart, he gathered the necessary items for the ritual and prepared to face the creature once more. As the full moon rose high in the sky, Tom led Lucy to the stone circle, her eyes filled with a quiet resignation. The villagers, now aware of the sacrifice that was to be made, watched from a distance, their hearts heavy with grief and fear. The ritual began, and Tom recited the ancient incantations with a trembling voice. The air grew heavy, and the earth beneath their feet began to tremble. A howl of rage tore through the night, and the horned god emerged from the shadows, his eyes burning with an insatiable hunger. Tom looked into Lucy's eyes one last time, his heart breaking as he prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice. But just as he was about to complete the ritual, Lucy stepped forward, her voice strong and clear as she faced the creature. "No," she said, her eyes blazing with defiance. "You will not take me or anyone else. We are stronger than you, and we will not give in to your darkness." The horned god roared in fury, but as Lucy spoke, a bright light began to shine from within her, growing stronger and stronger until it engulfed the entire circle. The creature shrieked in pain as the light tore through its body, banishing it back to the shadows from whence it came. The village was saved, and the power of the horned god was broken. In the years that followed, the people of Dunwich rebuilt their lives, their hearts filled with gratitude for the woman who had saved them from the ancient evil that had threatened to consume them all. Lucy and Tom remained in the village, determined to protect it from any future darkness that might arise. As for the stone circle, it was forever changed. The once foreboding stones now seemed to hold a quiet, radiant energy, as if they had been purified by the light that had banished the horned god. The villagers, no longer fearful of the ancient site, began to treat it with reverence and respect. The story of Lucy's bravery spread far and wide, and she became a symbol of hope and courage in the face of darkness. The villagers would tell her tale to their children, who would pass it down to their own, ensuring that the memory of the night the horned god was vanquished would live on for generations. But the people of Dunwich never forgot the price they had almost paid, and the old ways remained a distant memory, a warning of the dangers of meddling with powers beyond their understanding. The village, once shrouded in darkness and fear, now stood as a beacon of light and hope, a testament to the strength of the human spirit. And as the years turned to decades, and the decades to centuries, the shadow of the horned god faded into the realm of legend. The ancient deity, once feared and revered, became a distant echo of a time long past, a reminder of the darkness that had once gripped the hearts of the villagers. But the people of Dunwich knew that their hard-won peace was a fragile thing, and they remained vigilant, watching the shadows for any sign of the ancient evil that had once threatened to consume them all. For as long as the memory of the horned god endured, the people of Dunwich would stand strong, ready to face the darkness and protect their home, no matter the cost. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more true scary stories.